rules. One is that if all your mobile phones be kept in the silent mode or switched off, we will have a few seconds for that. Okay. So, and we normally avoid the taboo topics during the Toastmasters meeting. We should not talk about sex, politics, and religion. We should avoid when you are giving any speech or coming here to the stage and then talking about it. So these are the basic ground rules for any Toastmasters meeting. We also follow the same rules for this meeting. With that, we'll get started with the meeting. I'm the president of the Medley Toastmasters Club. So presiding officer normally will give an address to the for the members of the meeting and the guests of the meeting. So I think it's fine. Okay. Today it's going to be a meeting with breaking all the rules of Medley. So the first rule we have broken is that 2:55 exactly will start. So that rule is broken. We have started around 3:10 or so. Okay, which is good. And next is that we normally we have a theme for the meeting for the TM Rohit. So TM Rohit, Toastmaster of the day, is the MC for the overall meeting that happens for the day. So he will anchor the whole meeting. So normally we will have a theme for the TM Rohit to run the meeting. So today it's going to be a free flow. We are going to discuss different topics. Whatever the topics that we are interested in, we will discuss, we will talk through, we will share our knowledge and inputs. So it's going to be the meeting without any theme. That's why we'll start with it. So normally the meeting will have three major sections. One is the prepared speeches session. Talking about Toastmasters, just for the information to the guests. Once you become a member for any of the Toastmasters club, so you will have to enroll yourself in the Toastmasters website, and you will have an opportunity to select different paths based on your interest, and there will be a questionnaire given to you, and then you will answer for those questionnaire, and based on your answer, Toastmasters will suggest specific paths. There are like dynamic leadership, it's about developing your leadership skills, and presentation mastery, which is about how you present, how you talk and deliver speeches, and there are different paths will be there. So based on your interest and then your response, you will be given some options to select paths, 2-3 options, whichever you want you can select. Once you select that path, there are multiple levels, level 1 to level 5. Each level will have multiple projects. If you talk about first level, right, level 1, we will have a project called Icebreaker, which is about the introduction of yourself to the club. So you talk about your own story, like your basically some background about where you are from and what you do, and then what is your experience throughout the life so far, and what is your plan for the future, right? Something like that. That's an icebreaker speech that you give to the club. Similar to that, each level will have 4 or 5 projects in different ways. One is, as I said, icebreaker. Next is about mentoring, and then, so how mentor can help you, and then next there are other projects like how you can do a presentation, how you can do some research and present some topic. Some project could be about voice modulation, some project is about your gesture and other things, right? So different projects will be part of each level. So once you complete that multiple levels, you will be, for each level completion, you will get a ribbon from the Toastmasters. So once you complete that all 5 levels, then you complete the entire path. Then you are given with an option to select different path. So that's how your journey will be. And most of the members know, just for the few guests here that I'm just trying to brief on. Then once you join or become a member, you will be assigned with a mentor. The club will assign a mentor for you, who will help you throughout the journey of this Toastmasters. So that's the briefing about this Toastmasters. Okay, so today the role players are like Sissy, you are playing the timer role. So we have, okay, before I get into that, I talked about the structure of the meeting. So we'll have 3 sections. One is about any Toastmasters meeting. First is about prepared speech. As I said, the members will come and give speech in each other project that they are preparing for. So they will actually, within a week, earlier than a week, they will opt for, we'll select who are all the prepared speakers. So they will opt for they will give the project and other details. and the prepared speeches will happen. So the members will come and give a speech. Normally we have 2 or 3 prepared speeches session, which will be followed by a table topic. It's an impromptu session where each member and guest will be called and then give a speech about one topic. These prepared speeches will be mainly, normally it happens between 5 to 7 minutes as a duration. Some of the different projects will have some different timings, but generally it's 5 to 7 minutes for each speech. This table topic will take 1 or 2 minutes, so you can take 1 minute to 2 minutes, the max, to present about the impromptu speech. That's the second session normally happen. Third is that we'll have the evaluation session. The whole session will be evaluated by a group of evaluation team. So we'll have a general evaluator and also 2 different teams, one the quantitative analysis team and qualitative analysis team. Quantitative team will talk about timing, they will track the time and then they will report about your timing, and R counter, and then the grammarian. R counter is about the way that you deliver about the speech. Any filler words, pauses and repetitions all will be reported with the R counter. Today, Tarun will be playing the R counter role. So timer today, Sissy will be playing the timer. For today's session, you have one proposed speech given by Rohit Toastmaster Rohit. So the duration is 5 to 7 minutes, right? Okay. So 5 to 7 minutes. So you can time the prepared speech session, you see, like 5 to 7 minutes, Rohit, which will be evaluated. The speech will be evaluated by me, 2 to 3 minutes. So you can time the evaluation session. And we will have the table topic session managed by our Toastmaster Venkatesan. So normally table topics 1 to 2 minutes. So you can time the table topic session. R counters for you, like you can track the speech evaluation and then the table topic as usual. So grammarian, Pearl will be playing the grammarian role. So grammarian role is about calling out the good usage of English and any other improvement that we can bring in. Grammarian will call out. Grammarian role is also about giving the word of the day. We will every meeting will have a word of the day for that particular day. So grammarian will also do the give the word of the day for the meeting. So this is the whole structure. So for the benefit of guests, so I just wanted to brief. Any questions? Okay, fine. So normally we'll start with the guest introduction. Could you please both of you come and introduce one by one? Yeah, you can come here, sir, and introduce yourself. Oh, sir, thanks for joining.
Thank you. My name is Lakshmi Narayanan. I'm a qualified cost accountant. I'm working in a software company as a senior financial analyst. What I thought, like now, I want my son to be part of the Toastmasters. So today was the introduction session. I thought I'll accompany him. But it looks to be interesting. I might also join. If so.
Okay. So where do you stay, sir?
Stay in Nanganal.
Okay.
So actually I'm working in Bangalore.
Oh, okay.
So I shuttle between Chennai and Bangalore.
Okay. So how did you come to know about Medley Toastmasters Club?
He only did this.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, sir, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Namaste all, this is Siddharth here. As you all know, I am residing in Bangalore. I am studying in Guru Nanak College and I also study CA. I have written my entry exams this month. I am awaiting my results. Probably in coming July. I am waiting whether it clear or not. And I think I am good in academics, but I feel I am not that good in terms of speaking. I am not that open when it comes to meeting new people. So I feel this is a very good platform for me to express myself and be a lot more free in meeting with a lot of people and improve my body language, especially since I feel I am a lot more reserved or more of an introvert. So I just want to bring out the extrovert in me and probably learn a lot of things with you.
Okay. So which year you are in the Guru Nanak College?
First
year. Okay. So why did you choose CA?
CA, actually I didn't like science because science is something which I feel is to be learned more practically, and for example, if there are 10 experiments in the science textbook, we had an opportunity to only experiment maybe 1 or 2. So I thought there was a lack of practical experience. So I thought maybe I'll choose commerce background, so I could learn a lot about like In a sense, I feel I could view everything in the daily life. For example, like even purchasing a product. So even day-to-day product, I feel I could use the commerce knowledge in it. I could implement a lot of things in it. So I feel that's more practical subject for me. So I thought commerce would suit me. And about CA, I feel it's a difficult course. So I just wanna test how good at it I am at it. So that's the reason.
Good. Yeah. So would you like to come? Yeah. So one more information. Today we had to close a little early. So maybe 4:40 would be the maximum time for the meeting.
Hi, very good. Very good. This is Tangraj here. So this is my second guest session in Toastmasters. Last week was the first session for me. I'm coming from Ramapuram and I'm working for HDFC Life since last 7-8 months. Before that I was associated with Max Line. So my purpose and intention to join this Medley Toastmaster, somehow I feel there is a hesitation for me to present to the larger group. Somehow I am able to manage the smaller size of group, but when I want to address something, it may be related to the personal or it may be related to the professional, somehow there is a hesitation and there is a reservation from my side itself. So that I want to break, and that is the main purpose. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for taking so much of effort and time when coming and dining here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you like to comment on it? It's okay. Just feel free. Thanks for joining us.
Actually, this is my fourth session. Generally, it's very effective.
You have been here in many.
Yeah. See, I got the accident, so I got some masturbation, so that's why I just.
If you are comfortable, please introduce yourself and then.
Teachers. Yeah.
Okay.
Myself.
Fine.
Just
Just
myself, Karun. I already been here.
Okay.
He couldn't recognize me because I met in an accident, so I got some maxillofacial surgery. That's why. Just came to witness.
Good. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now I think we'll go with the regular flow of the meeting. So we'll start with, okay, before that, like tag team, would you like to brief about your roles? Timer. Yeah.
I'm Sissy. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. And I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards, which denote the specific time remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to not more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to the specific speech times. Icebreakers speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluations should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. A buffer time of 30 seconds will be given to all the speakers. Thank you.
So greetings fellow Toastmasters and guests. In a speech, using of filler words will give a negative impact and make the audience feel distracted. So, for the purpose of our counter, I will listen to your overused words including and, well, but, so and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including a, and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Pearl, and today, being the grammarian, I stand before you as a humble grammarian, and with the arsenal of linguistic wit and deep love for all the things in grammar. I'm going to, but before I dive into this intricacies of the language, let me share a little secret with you. You see, I wasn't always a grammarian. And in fact, I used to be quite a rebel when it comes to using grammar. Commas and I had a love-hate relationships, and apostrophes felt like elusive creatures from another dimension. But one fateful day, as I was typing away in my computer, my autocorrection went for a vacation. And that's where the chaos actually ensued. And I messaged a very old friend of mine and wrote, "Let's eat grammar," without a punctuation. So, but all thanks to that punctuation prowess, my message turned into a cannibalistic one. And I have to say, my grandma was since so amused about this. And from that moment onwards, I worked on to be a grammar superhero and fighting against all the villains of misplaced participles, dangling modifiers, and notorious you versus you are confusion. And armed with my trusty red pen and underlying love for proper syntax, I embarked on this journey to conquer the world of grammar. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of the English language, and as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. And as grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day is plethora. I would like to say the meaning of that. It means a large or massive amount of something. Example in a sentence will be a plethora of committees or subcommittees. Another example is there is a plethora of books about the royal family. So this is the word of the day. The day report and grammarian report as called upon during the meeting.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful role introduction. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing this kind of a role introduction for grammarian. Thank you so much. It was very nice. Yeah, good job. Yeah, so we'll have to start with the proposed speech. Before we go there, we'll have some time. We'll take a few minutes to talk through something that we would like to talk. So if anybody who don't like movies, so all of us like, oh, Rohit, you don't like movies. Okay. Why? What is the reason?
Because I'm not a fond of sitting in a theatre
Okay.
for 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. So I don't mind watching a movie at home, but not in the theatre.
Okay. So what was the last movie that you watched at theatre? When was it? How long back?
It was 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yes. I watched Life of Pi.
Which movie?
Life of Pi.
Life of Pi.
Yeah.
Oh, Life of Pi came 10 years back, huh?
Yeah. Maybe 12. Yeah.
Okay.
It was 10 years. I watched it the year I moved to Chennai. So I didn't.
Okay.
That was the first and the last movie I watched in Chennai.
First and last
In Chennai.
in Chennai. Oh.
In a theatre.
Wait, before that?
For that, I think I watched something. So that I was in Bombay. So I watched something in Bombay. Last movie I remember was Life of Pi.
10 years, I think you have to go to Guinness book or something. Register yourself that.
No, I know people who haven't watched the movie. Gone to a theatre for years, more than years. Much longer than that.
But you watch in this, Netflix and everything?
No.
No. The TV also you don't watch?
Yeah, TV I watch. Yeah, I watch it.
Not movies?
Yeah. It's like, not like a sit. Probably watch it for 1 hour, 1.5 hours.
Okay.
Continue.
So you are saving a lot of time in life.
Sorry?
You're saving a lot of time in life.
I wouldn't say I'm saving a lot of time, but still, if I watch 1.5 hours today and 1.5 hours tomorrow, still I'm consuming the same time of time.
Okay, good.
Yeah, probably.
So what is the reason you went and watched Life of Pi?
Because I have to take my nephew and niece. That's because I have to take my nephew and niece.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Good information from Rohit. Yeah. So I forgot your name. Sorry. Siddharth. Yeah. So what about you? Like you like watch movies?
Yes, sir. I at least ensure I watch one movie per week.
One movie. We want to ensure that's a goal.
It's not like a goal, but I get bored.
Okay.
I watch a lot of sports, so cricket is my favorite. So
Okay.
beyond sports, I watch a lot of movies. So I have Amazon Prime subscriptions, Hotstar. I watch movies.
But you go to theaters also. 1 week per movie is in theater or?
No, at home. At theater, probably maybe I watch one movie per year. So that's.
Oh my
So I don't go to theaters that much. So I think this year was an exception, probably 2 or 3. So usually one movie is at the max.
Normally 1 movie per year in theater.
In theater. At home, one movie.
How do you decide that one movie? What will make you to go to theater?
My friends would come.
Okay.
They plan everything.
Don't get any favorite hero or anything.
It changes.
Okay.
If I choose a hero, then they will be for flops. So I don't want that.
Okay. So which movie got flop recently?
I think I used to be a fan of Shiva Karthikeyan, and of late all of his movies are horrible. So
Okay. So you're getting into the zone of that hero-centric films, huh?
maybe, but his jokes are so that's
Okay.
usually it would be decent. I think the 2.5 hours would go past pretty fast, but now it's not that good.
Okay. So which movie you watched recently in theater?
In theater, Avatar.
Avatar 2. Oh, okay. You liked it?
Yeah, it was nice. I like the graphics.
Okay. Okay, good. Nice. Fine. Okay, good. So I think it's good that we are coming to know different information from different people. So Venkatesan sir, what about you?
Rohit only. I never used to watch movies, even in TV also, only for news and sports.
Okay.
I'm not interested in any serials, any movies. I don't want to waste my time, like Rohit said, 4 to 5 hours to take your car and park. I used to tell my wife and my sister, like, book a ticket for them. Bring.
You just drop them and
that's all.
pick
That's
them
all.
up.
That's all. They want to see new movies and
Okay.
Phoenix Mall.
Okay.
I used to drop them, night shows, and I go and pick them up. That's all.
Okay.
I'm not interested.
Okay, then I am the spoiled person. So it's like, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ajit.
Yeah, I generally watch 3-4 movies a week.
3-4 okay. I wanted to some person like that. Okay.
The recent ones in theatre, the recent one is Fast X.
Fast X.
Fast
Oh,
X.
okay. You liked it?
Yeah, it was good. It is a very good sequel from the previous Fast and Furious. It was really good. But recently we have all the 3 subscriptions. So Amazon, Hotstar, Netflix. In Netflix there are a lot of movies dubbed from German to English.
Okay.
So the recent best ones I had seen is Mother's Day is really good one.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
Jennifer Lopez. No, not the mother. That is the mother.
It is a German
Okay.
movie converted to
No, there's something.
It's not called the mother.
The mother. Okay.
That is Mother. I watched that. So mainly mainstream is action movies. Second one would be horror movies. So we share a common. Me and my daughter share a common interest.
Oh, okay.
All the horror movies.
Horror movies. Okay.
So previously we went to theatre was for Scream.
Scream, okay.
So Scream. So we watched all the series of Scream in television and
Okay.
Netflix. And
I hate horror movies. My son likes horror movies, but I don't like at all. I normally move away from horror movies whenever they play. Okay.
Yeah, recently.
What is the fun in watching horror movies?
No, they're getting that sudden fear.
Okay.
That's
Just
one.
keeps you anticipating about something.
Getting
Okay.
anxious,
Okay.
waiting for something to happen. And I always look into the kind
See,
of how they did the makeup,
Yeah.
the color of blood. Well, Indian
Oh,
movies
okay,
versus how they does the. In Indian movies, it's like a pink,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
fallen on dress. But the realism which English movies brings is something in a different level.
So are they
most of
using the real
Indian-
blood or something?
Most of the Indian movies are copied from English or Korean or German, which is somehow they converted to. Even recently, I found the sequence in Mission Impossible is copied to Patan, the train sequence. When I discussed it in the office, then they said actually that train sequence is from Jackie Chan's film, where the train is falling and running and escaping. In Patan, it looks like impossible, really impossible. But Mission Impossible is somewhat realistic, but still impossible.
Okay.
You cannot run from a train which is falling down. And get
That's
outside.
still not released. It's a trailer only, no? Like
Trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be our next movie.
When is it really getting released?
In June.
June. Okay. A lot of videos were there for Tom Cruise, right? That stunts and everything. Bike. Recent one is bike one, and the earlier one is like some jumping from cliff.
But
Okay.
I am really surprised the German movies are very realistic and good compared to English movies. So there are a lot of dub movies coming in Netflix.
Okay. I was trying to ask you. So, which Malayalam movies? If you want to rate 3 Malayalam movies, top 3 for you.
Drishyam 1, first, Drishyam 2 will be second. What is the? We stopped watching
Okay.
because this English movies, a lot of English movies are.
This Manichitra Galu one like
No, that's all
very old. Yeah. Okay, good. Fine. So now I think we will start with the prepared speeches session. Okay, just giving you can stay here.
Yeah.
Giving a speech from the Pathways Innovative Planning Level 3. Present a proposal. The title is Farmland Development Plan. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a proposal. The time duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Rohit is from Bangalore, Karnataka, and then he is migrated to Chennai maybe 10 years back. He is an IT professional. More than that, he is so much interested in farming, and he spends a lot of time, most of his time in farming and farming related work. So he now stays in somewhere far from Chennai. He travels in the weekends to Chennai. The weekdays he spends in the farm, working remotely and working also in the farm.
Now it's the other way around.
Now it is other way around. Okay. So he is going to talk about the farmland development. Over to Toastmaster Rohit.
Land is one of the most profitable asset these days. The growing population, land has become a very scarce commodity, so which needs to be conserved and also utilized judiciously. Very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my evaluator in person.
Good afternoon.
Agriculture is one of the most demanding sectors in the world, fastest and growing and the most demanding sectors in the world currently. So agriculture, it is not just enough if you, agriculturist or farmer, when he grows his produce, it can be for his personal livelihood or could be to trade depending on the size of his land holding. Agriculture, if it is handled or if it is managed, if at all agriculturist is holding a land holding, it's not just enough if he has a green thumb. They also requires effective planning, effective plan in place to make the farm or to develop the farm or make it work. So farming or agriculture can be a very rewarding business or enterprise, given that you are dedicated, you are passionate, and you are determined to make it work. So leaving aside, there are a few external factors like the climate and the market regulations and market prices that will influence the farm produce. But leaving all that aside, it can be a very rewarding and enriching experience if you get your hands dirty, if you're prepared to get your hands dirty and get into farming. So as an agriculturist, one can even get into farming either could be for his livelihood, as I mentioned earlier, or could be even trade depending on the size of his farmland. It could be farmland, it could be developed, he could develop crops or food crops or even commercial. So this one of the proposals or plans that I put it across was for one of my friends who bought a 2-acre plot agricultural land about 100 kilometers from here at a place called Vellimeru-Pete. It's near Tindivan. This was in 2021, and he asked me, since he had no experience in farming, not that I had a lot of experience, but since I come from a farming community, I knew a little bit what to do about, at least how to develop a farmland. So there are quite a few, in the slides coming next, there are quite a few tasks, subtasks, items, and components that have gone into the initial plan. But for today's audience, to make it much easier or simpler to understand, I've made it concise, I've simplified it so that it is easier for everybody to understand. So this is a farm development plan or proposal that I put it across to my friend. So this was done in 2021, but as I said, I've concised it for today's audience so that it is easy for everybody to understand. So, how much of you all are very interested to do farming or interested to know farming? But the reason I put it across so that I induce some kind of interest in people so that you take up at least a little bit of farming in your life. If not in a plot, at least if you have a terrace garden or if you have a small terrace or something, you can convert a small piece of your terrace into growing your own vegetables and fruits that is useful for your own, so that you can put into the, you can use the same produce to put the food on your table, so that you can reduce your dependence on buying vegetables from the market. So, and this is at a much simpler rate, but there is a lot of work that goes in. But I'll put it across in a very simple manner where how you can put basic things into place to make your farmland work. So I have an agenda here. One is I'll take you through the summary overview and the project benefits, and then the compliance plan, and there is an expenditure outlay. So this everything goes into went into the plan, into the proposal that I put across to my friend. So towards the end, you'll also have at least about a minute of question and answer sessions as well, because it may not be, for everybody, it might not be a very interesting topic, but at least at some point, if you have any problem, if you have any clarifications, you can always raise one or two questions. Okay, so this is the proposal that I put across. So the summary coming to the proposal. So this is a 2-acre plan that was, 2-acre farmland that was really neglected. It wasn't abandoned, but it was uncultivated and neglected land that my friend identified and purchased it in 2021. So this, after a bit of dilly-dallying, we realized that there is some potential in the land. So it was a small, in the beginning the land had a small bit of landfill and all that which had to be cleared out. Then we went out, checked out the soil, did a soil test and all that, and realized that there is potential for there is potential in the land for farming purpose. And then later on I went on and checked what are the crops that can be grown. So narrowed down, I thought that we can go in for local native crops like paddy and mainly paddy as a food crop. Apart from that, we can develop all other vegetables in the off season, that is not interplanting, that is mixed farming. So when you during one season you cultivate the paddy, and the next season, and after the paddy season over, use the same land to cultivate seasonal vegetables. So the main objective of this thing, so even though it cannot be, it's not a profitable, viable business to just grow just for personal purpose, consumption. To start off with, it will be for personal consumption, and so this development plan, it is for over a period of 5 years, where we would be only looking at growing food crops and seasonal vegetables for the next 5 years. So, and next, that is one thing. And then it is, since the soil wasn't too fertile, it had to be enriched. It had to be done over, using farm manure or organic manure or green manure. Enrich the soil over a period of time so that it becomes very fertile for farming. Since it was already neglected in the past, so the soil fertility had to be, again, it had to be brought back to the same condition what it was earlier. So the outlay I proposed was for about 15 lakhs, and all that was self-funded by my friend. So this is pursued mainly, then later on I informed this plan can be not just about farming. Let us have a small structure, a small house, a one-bedroom house, where you can come down and during the weekend, drive around on weekends and spend a weekend with your parents there. With his family there, family and kids there, so that at least they get a life out of the city, at least get to breathe some clean air. So he was quite convinced about that, about moving on, at least for the weekend, spend 2-3 days at a stretch in the farm. And next is the project benefits. So one was about coming to the benefits. So it is about moving away from the city for about, get a life out of city for about 1 or 2 days, at least get a taste of different scenery, and also at the same time get his children get to dirty their hands and learn something about farming. So that also added into his inquisitiveness to develop the farm. And then apart from so when it comes to farming, it is only about intensive subsistence agriculture. Intensive subsistence agriculture or farming is nothing but where a grower grows food crops for his own livelihood. It is not for any trading. So it is whatever he grows in that patch of land, he uses it for his own consumption, for his family's consumption. And this is done with very bare minimal tools and with little bit of labor, expensive labor. You need more manual hands than tools. So with a small 2-acre land, you don't need too many people. You just need about 2 people to be working. Assistants or workers working there. And also looked at the resources, available resources in the farm. It had a good water table. So at a later stage, it can be the place this farm can be also utilized. One portion of the land can be utilized for commercial purpose, as commercial farming as well. Like we grow commercial crops as well as animal husbandry, like poultry or dairy farming. Not at a large scale, but at a small scale. And this is mainly for commercial purpose. And when I mentioned about crops, when I mentioned about ornamental crops, it's about horticulture or nursery, plant nursery and flower nursery. But the flower nursery again comes under horticulture itself. And then mushroom cultivation. So mushroom cultivation is quite big. So it is picking up in a few parts of Tamil Nadu. And this place is, with the weather and the water resources available, it is very much suited for commercial farming, especially mushroom farming. At least we don't look at it at this point of time, at least 5 years later, now we can look at it. once the land is back, it's back to its good footing. And then it's not just about developing the farm. There are quite a few compliance issues also that needs to be looked into. One is, so that to avoid encroachment of people, there are tourists who are moving from one side to another. So they have a tendency to stop by and then encroach into land and use the land to, they have their lunch or breakfast or something, and they leave all their garbage out there. So that also adds up into the landfill. That was the case in the past, so we had to stop all that. So a chain link fence had to be set up so that there is no encroachment of people. And next is the zero littering of polluting materials like metals. And since there is too much of people passing by and all that, people have the tendency to throw away their garbage into somebody else's unknown vacant land. This happens in the city also. If there anybody walking, having some garbage in their hand, they have the tendency to just fling it on the roadside. Same thing happens in that place as well. But that happens in a much larger quantity. Where they throw big bundles of garbage, if they find a piece of land which is unused, which is not used, they have a tendency to throw it and dump it into things. So all this adds up into the pollution. And so we realized, since that has already, we couldn't get rid of it anywhere else. So might as well dig a pit and collect everything and move all the garbage into that pit and leave it there. But anyway, we can burn it out also because that adds up to the pollution. And then reduce the usage of chemical fertilizer. So chemical fertilizer, here there is one catch. So we can reduce, we can stop the usage of chemical fertilizer, but we cannot stop the usage of chemical pesticide. So pesticide can be reduced at least to about 5 to 8% usage, because we can't do anything about the pesticides that attack the crops, that intrude into the crop, because they eat up they damage most of the crops. So pesticides is required at least to bare minimum of 8 to 12%, where it doesn't harm even the animals as well. The consumption of consuming those produce doesn't impact or affect animals or human beings. So where most of the places use pesticides or anything to a tune of 20 to 30%, we are limiting it to just 5 to 8%. We can't do anything about it, we have to use it. And of course, chemical fertilizers, we can do away with it. We can use the same organic manure that we developed in the farm, and the green manure and the compost and the vermicompost. So all those put together, that adds up into the manure. So we can do away with chemical fertilizer. That's the thing. And the expenditure outlay was, so this is the expenditure, we had to get a fence, chain link fence. Leave the amount apart, don't pay attention to it, just look into the item. So these are the few basic things, structures that needs to set up a farm. One is to set up adequate land to stop encroachment of people and outside animals. And then the electricity connection, the place didn't have a electric connection. We had to reach out to the electricity board to set up to get an electric connectivity. Then construct a well for water supply, that is mainly for irrigation purpose. Then we built a 800 square feet cottage for personal living. Like if we go there and then if you have to monitor the work, we can't go every day up and down to 200 kilometers travel up and down to monitor the work. So first set up a structure there where we can have a place to go stay there, and so that we are more equipped to look after the work or monitor the work that happens in the farm. Then a small 500 square feet area cattle shed, so that also in a small portion also have enough ducks and geese and poultry, birds for consumption itself. So having a cattle shed is required for the cow dung, and that is for the compost and the manure. And then you have a storehouse to stack up all the farm equipments. We can't leave it in the open. It can be open to, it can be stored. So we need to have a place to store that. So we have a small space to store all this, all within the 2-acre block. and we are trying to maximally optimize the space and build a room for a place to motor for irrigation. Okay, there's a small motor room next to the well to place the water, and then install a solar set so that bring down the dependency on electricity. So the state gives us subsidies to set up solar panels in an agricultural farm. So make use of all those subsidies that is available, so that there's no dependency or consumption of electricity is reduced. So we can maybe, because of the long duration of summer here in the state, so there is no shortage of solar energy. So whatever solar energy that is there, it can be saved and it can be consumed for the entire year. So having a solar panel is a must, and it is very profitable, and you break even at a very short period of time, probably 3-4 years. If you can do that there in a solar system, if you have a solar system set up there, we can have a solar system set up for our own house also. And then construct a water treatment system. So our water treatment system, that is to maintain the water table. And we are having a 5-step process. So it comes at we are not installing a mechanized system. We are doing a traditional system, a 5-step process where we do water treatment for wastewater. That's it. Water waste that comes from washing our hands from the basin and from the kitchen. So this is, and this is including the labor cost as well. So it comes up to about 9.5 lakhs. So our total expenditure for 1 year, 2 years was about 15 lakhs. So the costs are only increasing, but now the costs have come up, and we had the current setup status right now. We had our first paddy cultivation last year in August, and a harvest in December. So we had our first harvest last year, and now this is May. We are using the same plot for growing seasonal vegetables. So that interplanting mixed cultivation is going on. Apart from that, we have grown native tree saplings like bamboo, palm, neem, bamboo, palm, and neem mainly, and teak. These are the native saplings that we grown. And then fruit trees have been grown like fig, guava, gooseberry, chiku, and mangoes, and coconut. So this is the status as of now. In the past 2 years, initially what I said, it was a proposal. The last few seconds, what I mentioned, it is the current status of our farm as of now. So past 2.5 years, we have come a long way. Though it can happen at a much quicker pace, but things doesn't pan out the same way in a village. In a village, life goes on at its own slow pace. So one needs some patience to live there and make something. So this is about the proposal that I had put across to my friend. So this is in a more concise manner. And if you have any questions, if you need any clarity, I can take one of the questions.
What about the return? They invest 3 lakhs plus 2 acres of land.
Yes.
What about the returns? Is it better interest rate with the fixed deposit?
No, we are not looking at we are looking at this place. This farmland has been bought only for personal consumption, not for commercial. So commercial aspect was given at a much later age, but we can look at it 5 years. We have finished 2 years. So in another 3 years later, we can look at doing something else, that is moving to another commercial farming that would give us higher returns, where we can break in at a later. But
with the help of 2 acres, I can get higher returns.
Yes, if you do commercial crop, not food crops. Commercial farming is where I said where you can do ornamental crop like horticulture and mushroom farming. You do all this? Yeah, probably I think. Or fisheries. If you have enough water supply, you can do even fishing also. Aquaculture also. Or you can do hydroponics. That is at a much later stage. But his initial intention was to buy a plot for personal consumption and to have a life out of city.
With clean water,
Clean
no
water,
pollution.
clean water, clean air.
What is the use of the bamboo trees in a farm? Does it help?
Yes, bamboo tree is required because it is a native tree. So you go anywhere in Tamil Nadu, bamboo is one of the native trees of Tamil Nadu. So when you have a farmland, first thing you have to do is grow native saplings, because those have a longer life and they need less maintenance, and they have a quicker growth because they are already acclimatized to the soil and the weather.
No, it doesn't give you any fruit or anything.
No, it doesn't. No,
Then
but
why do you-
but there's timber value to it. Matchsticks, paper,
For commercial purpose.
commercial purpose. And then the other thing is like you go along the fence, so that there is less encroachment of
Doesn't
cat.
it invite snakes?
No. It is there is one thing, one particular bamboo species which has snakes. In the bamboos also there are snakes.
No, it grows very close by. If you see some
Yes.
dead bamboos are there.
Yes, right. But it doesn't. In this place itself, whenever we go, we have to be careful about walking around barefoot. So, safety purpose, wear shoes. And even the people, there are about 2-3 people who work there on and off. So I bought them gumboots so that they don't walk around without thing, because there are crates have been sighted and cobras have been sighted. Cobra is okay. Cobra, immediately there is enough time to go to the hospital to get a anti-venom injection. But if a crate bites, it is like bare minimum. The person who gets bitten, he won't have enough time to tell the other person what bit him. So
If you are there in a remote place, how do you treat if there is a snake bite or something?
snake bite, I think that people have traditional methods, methods of treating snake bites and scorpion bites. So that's of course people they prefer traditional medicines than going to a hospital. And very often being in those places, people, even if there's no tradition, they don't even make it to the hospital. Even before they reach the hospital, they collapse and they expire. So all those challenges are there, but all those are accidental things. So accidental things can happen anyway. It can happen in the city also. So that's any other questions?
So you have, there are other farmlands surrounded.
Yes, it is a mainly farming
Farming.
area. There's mainly a farming. And there is a concept called community farming. So when everybody owns a piece of land, when they finish working in their piece of land, and they go help their neighbors as well. If they are short of hands, they help them as well. They join them in their work. So they ensure that it is a community kind of a farming that happens. Of course, then we have our other institutional issues also, like since it is in one remote part of the thing, accessibility to the market and all those issues are there. But all that is slightly getting better. Like now the agencies from Coimbatore, they directly send their vehicles all the way to the city. To that place to get the vegetables, so that they cut away the middleman. So there is a direct link between the producer and the buyer and the seller. And the same to do with milk as well. Milk production, there are people, they are the Tamil Nadu State Milk Corporation, they have the milk vans where they go and they have a collection point. So morning or evening, whenever, if you have enough milk produced during the day, you can go and supply to you can sell it. They procure the milk from All right, thank you for listening.
Toastmaster, okay. We'll move on to the next session. Before we move on to the next session, let's talk about, there are only 3 ladies here. So maybe Kausalya, your view about movies. Yeah. You can sit and talk.
Last movie I watched is Pete because
Sorry?
Pete.
Pete. Oh, okay.
My husband is a Rajinikanth fan, so
Okay.
we watched it 5 times in the theater.
5 times in the theater. Oh, okay.
And I lost count of how many times he watched on TV.
Oh, okay.
So that was the movie. I am not very.
So you guys didn't go for Anachi?
We went for that also. Yeah, it was
Anatha,
a
okay.
pretty boring movie. So I'm not very fond of movies.
Okay. But your husband forces you
To watch Rajinikanth
only
especially.
That's why you watched for 5 times.
What about your kids?
My daughter also is not very fond of
Okay.
movies. She watches something in Netflix or Amazon.
Okay. How old is she?
She's 23 now.
Oh, okay.
She's in Bangalore. When she comes here, when Rajinikanth movie is there, we are forced to
Oh, okay.
watch it.
Okay, good. All right. So with this, we move on to the next session. Next session is the table topic session. We have our table topic master, Toastmaster Venkatesan, who is expert in table topics. He's going to conduct the session. Over to Toastmaster Venkatesan.
Thank you. Thank you for great introduction. Table topic is nothing but impromptu speech. On a given topic, you should think on your feet and deliver it. The minimum time limit is 1 minute. Less than 1 minute is disqualified. Maximum time limit is 2 minutes. Timer, please note. 30 seconds grace time you can give. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Shall I start table topics? Thank you. My first guest speaker, Mr. Siddharth, please come. You are a diaspora cricket, no? What is your opinion about one-day international Test cricket match and T20 plus IPL? Just give me your opinion.
I feel Test cricket is the highest form of cricket that challenges the players in terms of fitness, in terms of their skill set, in terms of the technique. So their technique comes into the players, so that the players have to play a lot of balls actually to 100 or 200 or 300 to get a good amount of score to put their team in a better position. And also for the fast bowlers, it's their accuracy. They have to deliver the balls accurately almost all the time to put pressure on the batsman. And also there's a lot of tactics involved, not only in terms of the technique and the skills, also they might sledge. So there's a lot of importance given to the temperament of the players, how they handle the pressure, not only the game sort of pressure, and also the external things. So I feel Test is the better form of cricket. One-day international, it's a bit of it's slowly dying, to be frank, because the T20 cricket is taking a lot of limelight in the past few years because of the fast-paced nature. So T20 cricket is in a real good place actually, because the time limit is around 3 hours. So it's similar to watching a movie, the time duration. So many people give a lot of they love T20 cricket the most. So one-day cricket is a bit of in the dying stage because they find it a bit boring. So some set of population who want to see a long game would prefer Test, and some who wanted to watch a shorter game, they prefer T20. So it's in a bit of a middle position. So one-day cricket is dying slowly. So there are talks among experts to reduce the duration of the game, probably from 50 overs to 40 overs per side. So I feel that change could probably bring a lot of life into the game. So,
Dear Toastmasters, in my perspective, my friends, even my wife used to criticize. Bernard Shaw said that 11 fools are playing, 11,000 fools are watching. In my perspective, in my view also, cricket is such an intelligent game. The bowler is going to bowl more than 150 km speed. Like, take example of Umran Malik, 150 km. Fraction of seconds, you should decide that. Either you should play on the offside, cover, or mid-wicket side or long leg. But it's an intelligent game. But I don't agree with that, what Bernard said. My second speaker is also Gus, Mr. Satyanarayana. Please. Lakshmi Narayanan, sorry. What is your favorite number between 1 to 15?
There is nothing like that. Let me take just 5.
5. 1 second. Okay, your topic is simple. Tea versus coffee. Which one is better? Explain, please.
It's very difficult to distinguish which is better because it varies between individual people's perspective. If you look at my perspective, I prefer to have coffee in the morning because I got used to that taking coffee. Filter coffee is one of the mode which makes you much energetic in the morning. So in the morning I prefer coffee. Evening hours I prefer tea. So if you ask me to really distinguish between coffee and tea, it is the time. Morning hours I prefer coffee. Evening hours it is tea. If you look at the cost to make it, so from a normal middle class family, coffee is definitely costlier because if you want a filter coffee, you have to put it in the filter. Good amount of quantity of coffee powder is required. Cost per kg, all those things. When you can, being an accountant, obviously you look at the cost. So coffee is definitely a little bit costly, but it gives a better output in that. Other than that, taste-wise, coffee is always better. It gives a kind of a sour kind of a taste, which is unique. The chocolate has a coffee kind of a mix. So coffee I always prefer. That taste-wise is far better compared to the tea. Tea, if at all, there are one advantage in tea is you can make multiple varieties of teas, masala tea, all those things. So that's how. So to distinguish between both, it's very difficult. I take it as a time.
Thank you. My next speaker is the guest. Sir, what is your name? Yeah, please come.
My name is Suresh.
Please come. Your topic is, what is one habit you want to learn or leave? What is one habit you want to learn or leave?
I would learn or leave. To start, there are, there are so many. When it comes to being social, you can see many people having different habits. Many people have different ethical values. So learning a habit is very diverse. There are lots of habits. From one person, he must be having a habit of writing a to-do list. Other person must be having a habit of writing a journal, and so and so. I personally don't think I would have a habit which I would quit or something like that. But I do see a way of celebrating. When people, whenever they're celebrating a way of success, I see people going to the bars and enjoying a shot of tequila and so and so. But I'm not so much into those. I don't think I would be interested in learning those habits. But yes, generally, I think as social, to have a healthy social, we need to learn habits that might help us in some kind of way in our future endeavors. So I don't think there's any habit which I would quit or just stop learning, because there's so much to learn when you meet a diverse variety of people. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, may I make you? Please come, sir. May I know your good name, please? Simon Kangaroo. Your topic is, what makes us human? What makes us human?
It's very little difficult to explore or explain. So, hi, very good evening to all of you. So, what makes us human? we may quote more examples that if I actually want to help somebody, but I am in the position that I could not help them, right? For example, if I'm going to your office and somebody fell down, and if we actually want to help him, but due to urgency or the responsibility which own with our duties, which hesitate means to help to that particular human. So at that point of time, I felt very bad that I suppose it is my duty to help him to come out from the trouble. Okay, so likewise we have n number of situations and n number of I'm sorry. So I don't know about the others, but I personally felt many times that actually I come out from my comfort zone and help others in terms of not financially. Why? Because the relationship to build. I'm so sorry. I could not explain. I'm so sorry. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please give a big round of applause.
Sorry, sir.
Big round of applause. Sir, you sir, please come, sir. May I know your good name, please?
Sajid.
Timer? Toastmaster. Guest.
Yeah, it's Toastmaster.
Okay, sorry. What kind of strength we need to develop? Physical or mental? What kind of strength we need to develop? Physical or mental?
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. It is not just physical strength nor mental strength. It should be a combination of physical strength and mental strength. So what I have observed, without mental strength you cannot get a physical strength. For example, you started working out and your target is that you will receive six-pack. You may not reach there, but after some time you will lose your target because your mental strength is not enough. You cannot sustain because your mental strength is not enough to drive you to that level to develop a six-pack. Let it be reduction of weight or whatever you take up. You think that physical strength can move things, but really it cannot. I've seen that people, some magicians or so-called magicians, was capable of bending needles with focus. So focus is another part of the whole equation. So I would say it's a combination of physical strength and mental strength, which we call focus, which make that difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Please give a big round of applause. Next is you, ma'am. Please come. One incident has changed you upside down. That is good or bad. One incident that changed you upside down. Good or bad. Topic.
Nothing has changed me upside down, so I don't know what to talk. Okay, I will talk about one incident. I used to worry a lot about what has happened with my relatives or close relatives. Like I used to ponder on things, how they hurt me, and I used to carry on for a long time. One day I discussed it with my daughter, like this person did such a bad thing to me, and how can we be friends now in the future? And she was only in her 8th grade, and she advised me like you should not carry on the burden with you always, because you will never be free of all these things. So it's like tying a big stone in your leg while you want to move ahead. There may be good people or bad people, but you have to forgive and forget and move on with life. And she said, first thing is that whether you're forgiving or not, just forget about the incident. And she was just a 7th grader, and I was blown away by her advice. So that's the only incident I can remember now. Thank you.
My next speaker is Rohit. Rohit, your topic is, your question is, Indian students prefer foreign universities. What India should do? Indian students prefer foreign universities for pursue their career for PG. What India should do?
Very good afternoon. Thank you, table topic master. When you ask me a question about academics, I've asked the wrong person because I've never been a good student in the first place. So me talking about advising the students about academics and which college or which school to pick up or whether to study in India or abroad, I think I'd be the last person to advise or suggest. Because if I was I was an average student. If at all I was like a real good student, probably I think I would have been in a much better position to advise students. But nevertheless, in the current scenario, there are enough more good colleges and institutes in India. So if you are capable enough, you will get into it. If you are not capable enough, you won't get into it. So it is up to the student to pick up build their path and perform beyond what they teach or what they study in school or in the education institutes. If they have to get into any competitive institutes or professional institutes, they'll have to really up their ante and start performing at a much better, higher level. So if they make it, if they really get it, they'll make it to the best of the institutes. If they don't make it to the best of the institutes, okay, they have other option is fly out of the country. So fly out of the country, it doesn't come cheap. It is expensive. If you have money to burn, probably you can look at those institutes. And of course, there are good institutes, top institutes abroad as well. Nothing denying it. But given a chance, I would tell any kid that you study in India. So there are so many success stories in India. There are students who have studied in India and who have done really well in India. So if you want to have a different experience or different perspective towards life, and if you have money to burn, look at a university abroad. So no denying that. I'm not against going abroad as well. So if you look at it, I would say that put your heart and soul into whatever you study and make it big here in India. If you make it big in India, I think you can make it big anywhere. Thank you.
My next speaker, tabletop, ma'am, please come. Remedy. Your question is, one book you read has made you to think and change. One book you read has made you to think and change. Topic. All of us.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for that topic. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's in fact a very wrong person to be given a topic about reading books, because I'm not an avid reader at all. But what I think is, whatever you go through, it's not about just reading books. You need to absorb and assimilate what you read. You need to try and relate to things, and you must put it into effect. It's not about just reading. I've come across many people who read books. Maybe they're have a hobby of reading books, but I don't see them putting into action. You must take whatever you read. It's not only a book. Now we have gone digital. So So it can be Kindle, articles, forums, anything. Whatever you read, I think you must assimilate, put it into effect, and think and do better things about it. So, and personally, why I don't like reading books, there is no such reason to it. The thing is maybe, but one thing I must say, reading gives you a lot of focus. You must try and read a book. It gives you a lot of focus. One thing that everyone must do to improve their focus might be reading a book. Thank you so much.
Thank you. May I take us, please take a timer role. I am going to invite timer to participate in tabletop. Ms. Rohit, can you play a timer role? Timer has to come. Please. Yeah, it's okay. No, Sandhya. Your question is, social media has many faces, and what are the negative face of it? Social media has many faces, and what are the negative face of it? Thank you, sir.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Social media has many faces. It has negative and positive. Like the informations which we are getting from, we are getting positive as well as negative informations from media. But if we are focused into what we can acquire from that social media, we will be focusing into such informations instead of. So it depends on person to person what they are looking for from this social media. So it is we cannot blame social media because it is providing good, equally good and negative informations. So depending on the person, we can acquire good from it and we can utilize the social media. That is my.
My next target speaker is, please come. Shall I start now? Topic is life was better without technology. Life was better without technology. All the best.
According to me, I wouldn't say like life was better without technology. Life is better with technology. The technology from the wheel to everything, from communicating over here to the Toastmasters Club. My vehicle, my car is a technology. So without technology, I mean, we couldn't do anything. The thing which I'm even standing over, how could I know about Toastmasters if my phone wasn't with me? I couldn't research about what was Toastmasters and stuff. And even to my study materials, of course I can't be looking into a 1,000-page book. I'm looking for just one word or one case. So I'll be having case-related questions. So to search for one case, if I give Control F, the find button, I can find what case I'm looking for. I couldn't be looking at 1,000 pages to look for that one particular case. So technology is much needed. Yes, thank you.
Right. My next speaker for table topic is President Toastmasters Dinakaran.
He has told me that we are going to complete the TTD, so he's giving me a surprise.
give the difficult ones.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
Dinakaran, your question is, your topic is, pandemic made us active or dormant? Pandemic made us active or dormant?
Thank you for this wonderful topic. Pandemic made us dormant or active. See, I would say that it's one of the rare opportunity we have got. I think it has changed our life completely, right? We always say that like this before Christ and after Christ, right? So similar to that, before pandemic and after pandemic, it has made us to think in different ways. So we never thought that we will start the studies online. That is main major shift, right? So today, people who are not even like, it is not necessary that you need to enroll for any college or school or anything. So everything has come to online. So we have a lot of content because of pandemic, and you can learn a lot of things through the online materials, whatever it is available. So that is something I would say that it is one of the benefits that we have got it due to pandemic. And next is that how to live without all these special items, right? Live with basics, be at home, not coming, traveling anywhere outside for months. Just stay at home, do your work, and work along with your family that happens within the house, right? Like whatever the chaos that happens, the kids are crying or something is happening, but we are able to manage it and then live through that, not going outside and staying at home. And we have done our job, we have got salary, people are able to cook and support the entire ecosystem, be it the family or be it the government, the whole world, right? So it has taught a lot of good things, is what I would say. It is one. I would say we should take this pandemic as a positive way. Is what I would conclude.
Thank you. With this, I'm going to, without further ado, I'm going to finish my role as a tabletop master.
Sir, like before we close,
yeah,
we want to give you one topic.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, I believe it.
So yeah, Pearl, you can give one topic to ET Master.
Come here and give. Don't put me in trouble. Stand before you.
If world was still for a day, what all changes would you make to make it a better place?
Okay, if the world is for one day, if I have a chance, I am a more positive person. That 24 hours, I will think about the good things. What are all the good things I can do to others? Because only 24 hours for me to lead life. And I pray God, in this world, the Russia-Ukraine war should be stopped immediately within 24 hours. Then the poverty should be eradicated. India and all over the world, like African countries like Somalia and other things. And I think that within 24 hours, everything should be available, like petrol, crude oil, only in one country, like Arab or Russia or some other country. It should be available in, like in Tam they used to say that Yadum Ure Yavarum Kele. We should have a unity. Nowadays, we should not talk about the competence level with US is topmost, India is developing 6th position, Russia is already in a good position, China developed, but we should not talk about that. I think about that within 24 hours, God should give each and everyone in this earth to lead a long and happy life. But the time limit is only 24 hours, but my prayer is like that. Thank you for the next question.
Maybe we'll start with this evaluation session. You are ready? Yeah, okay. So we can call out the qualified TT speakers.
Take the topic speakers. Guest Siddharth took 1 minute 55 seconds.
names about timing. We will do it later.
Time is no.
Eligible.
Guest Siddharth, Lakshmi Narayan, Suresh, Tankaraj, Ajit, Kausalya, Rohit, Pearl, Dinakaran, and Venkatesan.
Okay.
They are eligible. This is
Time is not constrained today.
Okay. Tarun.
and the CC is not eligible. They will take seconds.
Okay. So Tarun, Sisi, and Rohit are not eligible. Others are eligible. Okay. Okay. So with that, we are completing the table topic session. So we'll move on to the evaluation session. So I'll be the evaluator for Toastmaster Rohit's speech. So I'll start the evaluation session. Okay, so coming to the evaluation for Toastmaster Rohit's speech. Toastmaster Rohit has, first thing I will talk about meeting the project objective. The project objective is about talking about the proposal that he has prepared for some of the event or something that has happened in his personal life, either in the personal front or in the work front. So in terms of project objective, Rohit has met his objective. He was completely involved in the project, and then he's like in and out of his life, he carries that whatever he's doing for the project. So he knows very well, and then what is the project and everything that is being executed as a part of the project. So in terms of project objective, it was met. And talking about preparation, content, and delivery. So I will present in these three aspects. So content, yes, Rohit had a very good content because he was completely involved in the project. So it is not necessary that he has prepared anything specific for the project, this speech. So he knows everything in and out. So he was able to present it very well. The content was good enough. It has all the information about the project, whether it be the cost involved in making the So in making the plot ready for cultivation, and what are all the different stages it was taken forward. One is about cleaning and fencing, another is about using the right manure, the organic manure, to make the plot ready for cultivation, and what are the different types of plants that can be cultivated. He has done a lot of research to identify the suitable plants and everything. So content-wise, it is ready. It was all well prepared. One suggestion in improvement is that if we had the actual pictures from the respective farm or plot, right, it would have been more, we would have got more involved into it. Again, when we were talking through this different stages, right, you would have had relevant pictures, like what was the initial stage of the plot, how was it earlier, and what you have done to change it, and where is it today. And at different stages, you have captured all these pictures. Maybe it would have been a little more better for us to get involved in the project. That's one thing I would give as a suggestion for in terms of content. In terms of preparation, it was very, very prepared. So I think I would say you don't need any preparation for this speech because you are part of this project, you know everything. It was well. In terms of delivery, I would make few recommendations. Though the speech was delivered well, without any pause or without any distractions or everything, but the basic things about the voice modulation and the gesture, and also using the place that is available here, and making the right pauses, emphasizing some right statements in the speech would have helped more for the participants and the members to be fluid into the speech, is what I would say. So those are the few areas that we can improve on. Otherwise, it was a wonderful speech, and it was very informative, and it has also, we were able to think through what we have done so far, and also picturize the form and everything. So it was well delivered. With that, I will close the evaluation session. Thank you so much. All right. So So now we'll go for the tag report, timer, grammarian, and the accountant report. Yeah. Those one you can come here actually. Yeah.
She's not done. I'll come to
You are still preparing? No problem. You take your time. Go with grammarian report, Toastmaster Rohit.
First thing I would like to say is I'm slightly disappointed. None of you have used the word of the day. So apart from that, coming to TM Rohit, I think he's done a very good job in using a variety of words. He used the word scarce, judiciously, green thumb, and there's a little bit of correction. He said, I concised it. You can say made it concise. And he used the word dilly-dallying, inquisitive, encroachment, fling, intrude, do away with, outlay, and there is a catch. He used a phrase. And break even, pan out, acclimatized, procure. That's all the words that he has used. And guest Ajit used two words, sequel and elusive. Toastmaster Venkatesan has used the phrase think on your feet and perspective. And guest Siddharth has used the word temperament. Toastmaster Kausalya has used the word ponder, blown away. And Toastmaster Dinakaran has related people to be an ecosystem. So I like the way it was done. All of you did a great job. Thank you so much.
So turn for our quarter report.
Here also only technology. My pen died. So for the prepared speech, Toastmaster Rohit used R for 12 times, for 6 times, and so for 6 times. The repeated words were if, and we can, and we can. Overused words were and. They were used in the speech. In table topic, guest Siddharth has used R 7 times, 2 times. Guest Lakshmi Narayan has used R 6 times. Guest Suresh has used R 6 times. Guest Thangarajan has used 1 time and R 3 times. Toastmaster Kausalya has used R and M 1 time. Toastmaster Rohit, this is in table topic, has used R 3 times. Toastmaster Pearl has used R 1 time, 1 time. Toastmaster Sissy has used R 2 times and 1 time. Toastmaster Dinakaran, President, has used R 2 times and 1 time. That's all. Thank you for evaluation.
Thank you.
Timer already. Okay.
TM Dinakaran has taken 16 minutes 25 seconds, and our counter Tarun has taken 1 minute. Grammarian Paul has taken 1 minute 16 seconds. In prepared speech, Rohit has taken 20 minutes. In question answer session, he has taken 6 minutes 11 seconds. Evaluation, for general evaluation, Dinakaran has taken 3 minutes 46 seconds.
Now we are coming to the end of the session. So we are done with the prepared speeches, DD, and evaluation session. Now we will try to get the feedback from guests. Tangaraj, would you like to come in?
So as I said initially, the purpose to visit this Toastmaster Club to develop our communication skill and as well as the presentation skill, and which will also eliminate the fear while we are standing on the stage in front of 50-100 members. So definitely a Toastmaster will be a right platform where we only not learn how to communicate and also how to present. So that is my main motive. I hope I will get this skill developed from the Toastmasters. Thank you.
Yeah, guest Lakshminarayan, you ready to come with the feedback?
Feedback is definitely no. I just came here just to accompany my son to give my own thought process. But it was quite interesting because most of us, I could see, like, being suddenly given a topic to speak, we hesitate, and that makes us to prepare ourselves, whatever is there in our mind to speak. And the way he explained about the farm culture, that was really good. Like, immediately I started thinking, this is also an area where we never thought where we can contribute. So these are all things which is quite good, and this to us went like anything very interesting. It's definitely much better than a movie.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your
I think it's a pleasure to be a part of this program. I felt the time went really fast, and I enjoyed each and every moment in it. The speech about farming, it was really informative for me. I haven't spent much time thinking about that area. It's been in social science and I haven't given much interest on it. So I felt it was highly informative and I learned a lot about it. I had zero expectations, frankly. I just wanted to just enjoy each and every moment in it, and I didn't expect me speaking here. First of all, what I've read in Quora and all those websites, that I would just be listening to all you people speaking for the first few sessions. So I thought the icebreaker speech would be my first one, but I didn't expect me speaking here for at least for some 3 speeches, and it's I feel it has been a nice experience for me learning how to present myself better. Yeah, I feel there's a lot of improvement in me. Hope I'll learn.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we see you for something. What happened?
Yeah. So for the guest, like I have been attending Medley. I joined Medley in December, and I'm coming since then. But recently I missed like a few meetings because I'm in 3rd year currently in my college, and I was having my end semester going on. So I have to miss.
So not ready to step.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. So due to my examinations, I have to miss a few meetings recently.
Thanks for joining us today. So the exams are over or? Still coming.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we are all done with your guest feedback. So now it is time for the best performance for the day. So we have 2 categories. So being the single speaker and then the single evaluator, we'll leave out the speech and then the evaluation performers. We'll go with the tag role players and then the TT speakers. The best TT speaker for the day, guest Ajit. Best tag role player, Toastmaster Pearl. Okay, I think with that we close the meeting number 432. Sorry, 732.